If you're a man over 60 and you're waking up multiple times every night to urinate, if you're standing at the toilet, waiting, pushing, and nothing's happening the way it used to, if you feel like your bladder never fully empties, then you need to hear what I'm about to tell you. Because what's happening inside your body right now is not just inconvenient, it's a warning. And if you ignore it, it's only going to get worse. My name is Dr. Emily Carter, and I've spent over 2 decades helping men, just like you, avoid unnecessary surgeries, medications with terrible side effects, and the loss of control that comes when your prostate takes over your life. And today, I'm going to show you one seed, one simple, natural seed that has the power to shrink an enlarged prostate, reduce inflammation, and give you back the freedom you thought was gone forever. But here's the thing. The reason most men don't know about this seed is because it doesn't make pharmaceutical companies any money. It's not patented, it's not expensive, and it works. So let's talk about what's really going on inside your body, why your prostate is growing, and how this one seed can change everything. Let me start by being honest with you. If you're over 60, there's a very high chance your prostate is enlarged. It's not a question of if, it's a question of how much. By age 60, more than half of all men have what doctors call benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. By age 70, that number jumps to 70%. By 80, it's nearly 90%. So if you're experiencing symptoms, you are not alone, and you are not broken. This is what happens when testosterone starts to convert into a more aggressive hormone called dihydrotestosterone, or DHT. Now, DHT is a powerful hormone. When you were younger, it helped you build muscle, grow facial hair, and develop a deep voice. But as you age, DHT doesn't just fade away, it accumulates. And it loves one place more than any other, your prostate. DHT binds to receptors in the prostate tissue and tells it to grow, and grow, and grow. That's why your prostate, which was once the size of a walnut, starts to swell up like a small lemon, sometimes even larger. And here's where the problem gets serious. Your prostate sits right below your bladder, wrapped around your urethra like a donut. So when it grows, it squeezes that tube, it chokes it, and suddenly, urinating becomes a struggle. You feel the urge, but nothing comes out. You stand there for 30 seconds, a minute, sometimes longer. You finish, zip up, and 5 minutes later, you feel like you need to go again. You wake up 2, 3, 4 times a night. Your sleep is destroyed, your energy crashes, your mood tanks, and you start to feel like your own body is betraying you. But here's what most men don't realize. You don't have to live like this, and you don't need surgery. You don't need a lifetime of prescription drugs that kill your libido, give you dizziness, and stop working after a few years. What you need is to stop DHT from attacking your prostate. And that's exactly what this seed does. The seed I'm talking about is the pumpkin seed. And before you roll your eyes and think this is just another health food trend, let me tell you why pumpkin seeds are different. Pumpkin seeds contain a unique combination of compounds that directly target the root cause of prostate enlargement. They're rich in zinc, which is absolutely essential for prostate health. They contain phytosterols, which are plant compounds that block DHT from binding to your prostate tissue. And they're loaded with healthy fats and antioxidants that reduce inflammation and protect your cells from damage. Let me break this down for you, because this is where it gets really interesting. Zinc is one of the most concentrated minerals in a healthy prostate. In fact, prostate tissue holds more zinc than almost any other tissue in the male body. But as you age, zinc levels drop. And when zinc drops, DHT takes over. Studies have shown that men with enlarged prostates have significantly lower zinc levels than men with healthy prostates. So when you eat pumpkin seeds, you're flooding your prostate with the one mineral it desperately needs to stay healthy and function normally. But zinc is just the beginning. Pumpkin seeds also contain beta-sitosterol, which is a phytosterol that has been studied extensively for prostate health. Beta-sitosterol works by blocking the enzyme that converts testosterone into DHT. It literally stops the problem at the source. And clinical studies have shown that men who supplement with beta-sitosterol experience significant improvements in urinary flow, reduced nighttime urination, and better bladder emptying. These aren't just claims. These are results that have been measured, documented and repeated in multiple studies. And here's the part that makes pumpkin seeds even more powerful. They contain cucurbitacins, which are anti-inflammatory compounds that reduce swelling in the prostate tissue itself. When your prostate is inflamed, it presses even harder against your urethra. So by reducing that inflammation, pumpkin seeds give you immediate relief. You'll notice the difference within days, not months. Now, I know what you're thinking. If pumpkin seeds are so effective, why hasn't my doctor told me about this? And that's a fair question. The truth is, most doctors are trained to prescribe medication or recommend surgery. They're not trained in nutrition. They don't have time to research natural remedies. And frankly, there's no financial incentive for them to tell you about a seed you can buy at any grocery store for a few dollars. The pharmaceutical companies that make prostate drugs generate billions of dollars every year. Billions. So there's no motivation to promote something that works just as well, costs almost nothing, and doesn't require a prescription. But you deserve to know the truth. You deserve to have options, and you deserve to take control of your health without being dependent on a pill for the rest of your life. That's why I'm sharing this with you today, because I've seen too many men suffer unnecessarily. I've seen men who were told they needed surgery, who took matters into their own hands, started eating pumpkin seeds daily, and 6 months later, their urologist couldn't believe the improvement. I've seen men who were on 3 different medications, weaned themselves off with their doctor's supervision, and used pumpkin seeds as their primary tool for managing their symptoms. And I've seen men who caught their prostate issues early, started eating pumpkin seeds preventatively, and never developed the severe symptoms that plague so many men their age. So let me be clear. I'm not saying pumpkin seeds are a magic cure. I'm not saying you should ignore your doctor. What I am saying is that pumpkin seeds are a scientifically supported, natural, and effective tool that can help you shrink your prostate, reduce your symptoms, and improve your quality of life. And for many men, that's all they need. Now let's talk about how to actually use pumpkin seeds. Because it's not enough to just eat a handful once in a while and hope for the best. If you want real results, you need to be strategic. You need to be consistent. And you need to do it the right way. First, you want raw or lightly roasted pumpkin seeds, not the ones covered in salt and oil that you find in the snack aisle. Those are fine for a treat, but they're not medicinal. You want organic, unsalted pumpkin seeds. You can find them in the bulk section of most grocery stores, or you can order them online. They're inexpensive, and a 1-pound bag will last you weeks. Second, you need to eat them daily. The recommended amount is about 1 to 2 ounces per day, which is roughly a quarter cup. You can eat them raw, you can sprinkle them on salads, you can blend them into smoothies, or you can roast them lightly in the oven with a little bit of olive oil and sea salt. The key is consistency. Your prostate didn't get enlarged overnight, and it's not going to shrink overnight. But if you commit to eating pumpkin seeds every single day, you will start to notice changes within 2 to 4 weeks. Third, consider pumpkin seed oil. This is a concentrated form of all the beneficial compounds in pumpkin seeds, and it's incredibly effective. You can take 1 to 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seed oil per day, either straight or mixed into a salad dressing. Some men prefer the oil because it's easier to consume, and you're getting a more concentrated dose of the active ingredients. Both the seeds and the oil work. It's just a matter of personal preference. And here's something most people don't know. Pumpkin seeds work even better when you combine them with a few other prostate-supporting nutrients. Saw palmetto is one. Lycopene, which you get from tomatoes, is another. And omega-3 fatty acids from fish or flaxseed are also incredibly beneficial. But if you're going to start anywhere, start with pumpkin seeds. They're the foundation. Let me tell you about a patient of mine. His name was Robert, and he was 67 years old when he first came to see me. He was waking up 5 times a night to urinate. 5 times. He was exhausted. He was irritable. His wife was frustrated because he was constantly getting up and disturbing her sleep. And his urologist had recommended a procedure called a TURP, which stands for transurethral resection of the prostate. It's a surgery where they go in through the urethra and shave away part of the prostate to open up the flow. It's effective, but it's invasive, it has risks, and the recovery is not pleasant. Robert didn't want surgery. He wanted to try something natural first, so I put him on a protocol that included pumpkin seeds, pumpkin seed oil, saw palmetto, and a few dietary changes. He committed to it. He ate a quarter cup of pumpkin seeds every morning with his oatmeal. He took 2 tablespoons of pumpkin seed oil every evening, and he cut out alcohol and caffeine, both of which irritate the bladder. 3 months later, Robert came back for a follow-up, and he was a different man. He was sleeping through the night. He was urinating normally. He had energy again. And when he went back to his urologist for a checkup, his prostate had actually shrunk. Not dramatically, but enough that his urologist said, "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. You don't need surgery." Robert was thrilled. His wife was thrilled. And he's still eating pumpkin seeds to this day. Now, I'm not saying everyone will have the same results, but I am saying that this works. And it works because it addresses the root cause. It's not a Band-Aid. It's not a temporary fix. It's a real biological intervention that supports your prostate at the cellular level. Here's what I want you to understand. Your prostate is not your enemy. It's not trying to ruin your life. It's responding to signals in your body. It's responding to hormones, inflammation, and nutrient deficiencies. And when you give it what it needs, when you reduce the inflammation, when you block the DHT, when you flood it with zinc and phytosterols, it can heal, it can shrink, and it can function the way it's supposed to. But you have to take action. Because ignoring this problem doesn't make it go away. It makes it worse. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to reverse. So if you're watching this video and you're experiencing symptoms, if you're waking up at night, if you're struggling to urinate, if you're feeling frustrated and scared, I want you to start today. Go to the store, buy a bag of pumpkin seeds, eat a 1/4 cup every single day, and give it 4 weeks, just 4 weeks, and see how you feel. You don't need to commit to anything expensive. You don't need to sign up for a subscription. You don't need to see a specialist. You just need to take one small, simple action, and that action could change your life. Now, I also want to talk about prevention, because if you're over 60 and you're not having symptoms yet, you're lucky, but that doesn't mean you're safe. Prostate enlargement is progressive. It gets worse with age. So the smartest thing you can do is start eating pumpkin seeds now, before the symptoms start. Think of it like this. You wouldn't wait until you have a heart attack to start taking care of your heart. You wouldn't wait until you have diabetes to start watching your sugar intake. So why would you wait until your prostate is so enlarged that you can't urinate to start taking care of it? Prevention is always easier than treatment. And pumpkin seeds are one of the easiest, most affordable, and most effective preventative tools you have. So even if you're feeling fine right now, make pumpkin seeds a regular part of your diet. Your future self will thank you. Let me also address something important. I'm not here to bash medication or surgery. There are absolutely cases where those interventions are necessary. If your prostate is severely enlarged, if you have a blockage, if you have kidney damage from chronic urinary retention, then you need medical intervention. But for the vast majority of men, especially in the early to moderate stages of BPH, natural approaches like pumpkin seeds can be incredibly effective. And even if you do need medication or surgery down the line, pumpkin seeds can still help. They can reduce your symptoms, slow the progression, and improve your overall prostate health. So this is not an either-or situation. This is about giving you more tools, more options, more control, because your health is your responsibility. And the more you educate yourself, the more empowered you become. I want to leave you with this. You are not powerless. You are not at the mercy of your prostate. Yes, aging is inevitable. Yes, hormonal changes are inevitable. But suffering is not, and decline is not. You have the ability to take control, to make choices, and to support your body in ways that make a real difference. And it starts with something as simple as a seed. So here's what I want you to do. After you finish watching this video, I want you to take action. Go buy pumpkin seeds today. Start eating them tomorrow. Commit to 4 weeks. Track your symptoms. Notice the changes. And then come back and leave a comment and tell me how you're doing. Because I want to hear from you. I want to know if this worked for you. And I want to help you continue to improve. Your prostate health matters. Your quality of life matters. And you deserve to feel strong, healthy, and in control. So don't wait. Don't ignore the signs. And don't let fear or frustration keep you from taking action. You've got this. And I'm here to support you every step of the way. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself. And I'll see you in the next video.